will die. And since everyone believes this, a man has been known to lie down and die within 3 days from nothing else but his belief in the fact that he is going to die. And most people who hear about this for the first time simply won't believe it.
Well, it's hard to believe because what ceases to function? I mean, just the breathing and everything? Or
but now we understand the physiology of this and how it works. I mean, what happens is the man believes in his upper story and it goes down into the brain, in the middle of his brain, at the end of which there is this pea-like body called the pituitary gland, which secretes hormones, which immediately act upon the gland situated in the top of the kidneys, the adrenal glands, to secrete a great deal of cortisone. And this starts up a reaction in which the circulation is slowed down. So that two things happen. One, the oxygen that's carried on the red blood cells is reduced, so he doesn't get enough oxygen. And two, the red blood cells begin to stick, to agglutinate together. And the result of all this is that he actually drowns in his own fluids because his membranes become permeable and the circulation slows down to the point where he doesn't get enough oxygen and he dies literally of shock.
So physical impairments take place, but all because of the mental attitude.
Yes. And the only person who can cure him is the kind of person who he believes has the formula which can do the trick. No one else can do this. No one can prescribe drugs. The most effective authorities in this subject are being absolutely stymied. But in comes this medicine man, and he goes through his abracadabra, and up gets this man who is absolutely moribund and walks right out.
Because he's removed the fear.
Absolutely, yes.
Have there been known cases of people have died of outright fear? Not from
Oh, yes, not only in so-called primitive cultures, but in our own society, with lots of cases on record.
In other words, something is so shocking to the system that nothing physical
and
happens.
Shocking is the word,
right.
Because the physiology of this is akin to the shock that a person experiences after massive burns and also by being struck by a bullet.
Right. Is this, when we were talking about the voodoo, is that the same thing that happens when they say they put a hex in some of these societies where they, with the doll, with the fear that he can actually accomplish this?
Yes, it's identically the same sort
and
of thing.
says in 5 days or 6 days you will... And it's just firmly the belief in that.
Yes. All this proves that...
Isn't modern medicine able to take advantage of some of these...
Well, modern medicine is very slow.
And turn it around, you know.
You can send a message around the world now in about 1/7 of a second. And it takes about 50 years to get a message into the average medical mind. It's a very conservative instrument, so...
Yeah. What do you think of, now, acupuncture, as we've discussed on the show with other people, and many doctors over here have been reluctant to accept it. I don't know why. They've been using it, and they've been using it in the Orient for 4,000, 5,000 years.
Now, that's a very exciting subject. You see, one of the things that's been generally overlooked is that the areas in which acupuncture is practiced are culturally very different from our own. So that what, for example, these people may believe, it may be very difficult for us to believe. So that when you stick needles into ourselves, they may in fact hurt. Whereas in another culture where you firmly believe in this method, they won't hurt and they will do the trick. But clearly there is something there, but none of us knows anything about it.
Yeah, it is very strange. I've seen them do it, and there is no blood.